All right, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Depends where you are, right? All over the place. We have here today Anton. He is the founder for the Nova Wallet, and we're gonna have an amazing chat about a lot of things. Um, I just wanna keep do a quick reminders in advance. We're gonna have a trivia at the end, so we're gonna have a couple of questions, I think, to be discussed in here. It's gonna be awesome. And also, if you have any questions, like we have in the chat here, suggestion, put the ask a question box over there below the screen. All right. So first of all, welcome, Anton. It's been
Yeah, hey everyone.
to learn a little bit more about Nova Wallet. Started using it, all the features. It's really a very complete wallet. So we are very excited to have you here, and also see all the new Moonbeam features that you have to show us.
Yeah, right. So I think we can start with like slow presentation and then dive into the demo and QA section, right?
Yeah, that'll be perfect.
All right, so let me share my screen then. All right, so can you see it?
Yep.
Right, so I have some slides for like 10-15 minutes. We may be going through them a bit faster than we should, right? But I think we just should go through the slides and then switch to the actual product to have this kind of live session with questions and answers, right? So yeah, that
Yeah.
particular
And
slides.
if
Yeah,
somebody
sorry.
has questions, just put a question and ask a question
Yeah,
below, and we make sure that we address those.
exactly. Yeah. So yeah, we're just going to cover like what's Node Wallet, features highlight, roadmap, and once again we will switch to the demo. So what's Node Wallet? Our goal is to create the Polkadot next gen application. So it's an iOS and Android mobile app for Polkadot Kusama ecosystem. We are focusing on delivering top-notch UX and UI, which means that we are focusing on delivering like convenient and user-friendly application. Also, we are focusing on performing like the app to be like very fast and very secure, right? And we're aiming to provide as many features as we can, focusing on those which are requested by the community. Um, the Node Wallet was created in the Polkadot ecosystem, and we have a goal to become like the best Web3 wallet overall. Worth to mention that, yeah, of course, you can download the Node Wallet in App Store and Google Play, and we are funded by Kusama Treasury.
That is cool.
Yeah, just a little of our achievements. Right now, you can have access to more than 40 Polkadot networks supported in Node Wallet, including, of course, Moonbeam and Moonriver networks. So that's almost all of the networks which exist in the ecosystem right now. So yeah. For the features, we have 5 primary tabs on our mobile application. You can see them kind of on the bottom of the each screenshot. It's assets, crowd loans, browser, staking, and the settings. So let's quickly go through each of them. So for the assets, that basically allows you to manage all your Polkadot assets, including Moonbeam and Moonriver tokens. So you can view your balance, you can send, receive, and even on-ramp tokens. You can see operation history, details for certain transactions, and view and manage your NFTs. And what's upcoming is that we are going to introduce the cross-chain transfers, more NFT standards, and more networks and tokens from different blockchains. For the crowd loans, we support the Polkadot and Kusama crowd loans with 0 fees. So it means that every time you contribute to the crowd loans through the Node Wallet, you basically contribute directly to the blockchain. Sometimes we do have some nice referral bonuses if we have some time to work with the partner network, right? But in most of the cases, you just do the contribution directly to the blockchain. And also you can view your contribution history as well as view like the crowd loans which are active and open right now for contributions. And you can access kind of the statistics for completed crowd loans. For the browser and dApps, that feature basically allows you to connect to any of the application in the ecosystem, right? Because the Nova built-in browser supports both Polkadot.js and the MetaMask protocols, which allow you to, do everything you can on these applications in the ecosystem. And we also support this nice dApp catalog on the screen, which allow you to navigate quickly to these dApps. And for the upcoming, we are planning to have this MetaMask support for Android version, because for now it's supported only on iOS. And we also would like to expand a little in terms of the management of these dApps. So kind of mark your dApps as a favorite and see your authorized dApps. Staking. That's basically similar to the crowd loans. It's a native staking with zero additional fees. You can stake natively, which means that directly on the blockchain in a convenient and user-friendly interface. Right now, we support the Polkadot and Kusama staking, and as an upcoming feature, approximately on June 2022, we will deliver the Mover and Glimmer staking. And last but not the least, the settings. But that's pretty much general one. It allows you to customize both your application and how the app treats your accounts, basically. So you can manage as many wallets as you want in the Node wallet. And also you can customize them inside of each. So for example, that wallet in particular, you can replace for the certain networks the account which you would like to use for this particular wallet, which is kind of nice and cool feature for customization. And of course, you can import, export any wallet from and to another application like MetaMask, Polkadot.js, Polka Wallet, and other apps. And as for the upcoming features, we are looking towards to add an option to view the fiat values in different currencies, and also to allow the nodes management for each of the networks. So before going to the next section, do we have any questions in the chat? The features. Okay, so let's just go
Yeah.
quickly. Yeah. So the roadmap for Moonbeam features and overall. So you can see that that's our roadmap for this year. We have this nice and long bars for the general improvements and parachain specific features, like, for example, Moonbeam and Moonriver staking. Those are basically for the whole life cycle of the application, which means that we are constantly working on them, right? But you can also see kind of time-related milestones like dApp browser, on-ramp tokens, NFT support, and you can see that like what we have already done and what's coming in terms like cross-chain transfers, governance support, cold wallets integration, and other features. But talking specifically for the Moonbeam features, here's the roadmap and what we have done so far. So on October last year, we basically provided access for the mobile users to participate in Moonbeam crowd loan. Next month, on November last year, we basically provided an opportunity to manage your Mover and Glimmer tokens into the application, to see the balances, to do the transfers, and even to see the transfer history for these operations. And recently, on February this year, we integrated the EVM browser, which basically the MetaMask protocol, in order for our iOS users to have access to all of these applications in the ecosystem, including like the Moonbeam web application or Moonriver web application and other apps like the NFT related, DeFi related. So all of them are supported if they support the MetaMask protocol. And as for the upcoming milestones, we are planning to deliver from the April to the May following features like the assets transfer history. Like inside of the Moonriver, you have multiple tokens like Remark, Crosschain Kusama, and so on. So those tokens will have the history as well. And as I mentioned, we are planning to have the Moonriver and Glimmer on-ramp using the buy feature. So you would be able to purchase the tokens from the Node wallet. And of course, we are planning to deliver the EVM browser support on Node wallet Android as well. For the June, we are targeting to deliver the Moonriver and Glimmer staking in the convenient interface. So ideally, we should have something similar what we have for the Polkadot and Kusama in terms of the user experience. So something like recommended collators we might have pretty much soon, right? And overall, our goal is to provide a convenient and user-friendly interface for our users. And last but not the least, on the July 22, we are planning to have the cross-chain transfers delivered for the all assets on the Moonbeam and Moonriver networks. So
Okay.
yeah, sorry that it was kind of rushed, but I just wanted to provide the high-level picture so that we can have more time for our demo and basically discussion.
Yeah, maybe we can just answer a couple of questions um, before the demo, just make sure like we have all the
Sure.
actual. Okay, I think one of the first question was about um, from Stinfer. He really likes the design. He thinks it's pretty cool,
Hmm.
but he would like to see like a plan to speed up the performance, or rather, when will balances be pulled up faster? So I don't
Uh-huh.
know if that's something related to the wallet itself or the
Uh-huh.
blockchain, or what are your thoughts?
I see. So there are several things to consider. So right now, let's talk about kind of the blockchain perspective of that question, right? So what we can see from the parachain side, and Polkadot team is constantly working on the improvements. But basically, on the Polkadot and on Kusama side, you have every 6 seconds the new block produced, and usually once it comes to the transferring your Kusama tokens or Polkadot tokens, you can wait just like up to 6 seconds. It may be less, it may be like the whole 6 seconds, but usually it's done like in below of the 6 seconds for transfers to be committed, right, on the blockchain side. And you can see it in the app that basically the status is changing to the like being completed. For the parachain side, it's a bit tricky for now. The block time production is set to be targeted to 12 seconds, but in some cases it might be a bit higher. So even reaching like 20, 30 seconds, depending on the parachain setup, right? So for the Moonbeam and Moonriver networks, I think it's around 12 seconds. So whenever you do the transfers on like the Moonbeam on Moonriver, you should expect the transfers to be like completed in the time frame of up to 12 seconds, right? But for some networks, you may see delays due to some complex logic on their, let's say, custom behavior, right?
Okay. It's probably the similar delay that we see when we do a transaction in MetaMask or Polkadot.js, right? Like, or
Uh,
is it something
yeah,
related to Novel Wallet? I don't think so, because it's just pulling information from the blockchain, right?
Yeah, of course. So just to clarify, the no wallet doesn't have any middlewares between your mobile device and the blockchain itself. So whenever whatever you see in the mobile app in terms of like sending the transfer is basically fetching directly from the blockchain. So whenever that transfer is completed, the no wallet gets immediately a message from the blockchain and immediately updates the information on the screen. So everything happens on the fly. You don't need to pull to refresh your screen or do anything. So the statuses will be updated automatically.
Okay, yeah, that was a good question and a very good answer. Thank you for that, Anton.
No
Um,
worries.
there's another question regarding what is watch mode, and I think this question appeared during the roadmap. Was that it?
Yeah, exactly. Right. So that's an interesting question. So the watch mode or observe mode or read-only mode, it has a different names in different applications. But the bottom line idea is that you as a client app developer allow the users to add an account by just providing an address without the mnemonic passphrase or the keeper or any other secret. So the users can just enter the address to the app, and the application itself will emulate that it's kind of your account, but of course you won't be able to do any transfers or any operations because you don't have the private key from for that account, right? But you would be able to see or emulate the experience of the key owner, like to see the balances, to see the tokens, history, NFTs, and whatever app provides to you, right? Mostly there are two use cases for the watch mode. First one are the users who very cares about security and who don't want to expose their private keys to the so-called hot wallets. Hot wallet is basically a device with internet access. So those users who cares a lot for the security aspects, they just don't want to move their key pairs to any of the device. They would like to store them either like on non-digital way or on the cold wallets, right? So that's the first use case. The second one is more playful, let's say, because it allows you to enter any address that you basically can, or any address that exists on the blockchain, which allows you to see like how app performs with the different accounts. Like uh, imagine injecting like the account of the whale, for example, to see all these tokens, NFTs, and so on, like playful or testing experience. So
That's
that's
very. It's
yeah.
like on-chain analysis, right? You get the whales
Yeah,
and
yeah.
there to see their
Uh,
wallets and everything.
Yeah, and kind of the third point, but that mostly directs to us as a developer team. The watch mode is a nice precondition for us to integrate the cold wallets because whenever we are talking about the cold wallet, it will be actually the same. So the cold wallet allows the mobile app to just know the address, and the signing process will be delegated to the cold wallet. So whenever I do operation in the no wallet, like a transfer, once I need to sign this operation, the no wallet will tell me like, hey, you need to sign it with party signer, or hey, you need to sign it with a ledger, please proceed this, with that on another app, right? And then when that's signed, it will receive kind of signed message, and no wallet would be able to send it to the blockchain, but
Okay.
there will be no key stored on the no wallet side.
Yeah, and this was one of the questions: does Nova Wallet integrates with Ledger wallets? And I think
Mhm.
looking at the roadmap, it looks like we should have between like Q4 2022, right?
We have a connection with the Ledger team, right? We started to discuss that. Um, and we definitely would like to see the Ledger integration for the no wallet, because Ledger is one of the most popular cold wallets around there, right?
Yeah.
Um, I think we will start with the party signer because that's kind of a solution for the Polkadot ecosystem, right? But that will allow us to define the ground for the Ledger integration, right? Which will come most likely on the Q3 or Q4.
Okay. Okay. There is a question here asking about web app, right? It's today is 100% mobile wallet, but
Uh-huh.
you have plans to become a web
hmm
extension, a Chrome extension as well.
hmm Yeah, there are lots of stuff to consider. First of all, our team is very experienced in terms of like building the app for Polkadot, right? And our experience is mostly for the mobile applications like iOS and Android, right? However, we already started to expand our product line. So if there are folks who are following the Polkadot Treasury news, kind of, they might notice that we recently received a grant from Polkadot Treasury to develop the Polkadot desktop enterprise application, right?
Right.
Um, as for the browser extension, we see that there are plenty of them which already have kind of great experience. Like you can see the Talisman, the Sub Wallet, or even Polkadot JS Plus. There is such extension. It's kind of interesting one. So there are plenty of extensions like which were born on the Polkadot ecosystem already available, and to come up with our own extension, we should understand our advantages, right? We cannot just build another one extension just for no reason, right?
Yes. Yes.
But for the
I
mobile, yeah.
Yeah, I like his approach because it's more as understanding the ecosystem and what we have right now, and really focusing on solving one problem at a time. Right.
Yeah,
Currently, mobile wallets, yours provides one of the best experiences I think for by far, and not only in Polkadot, but in this whole app and mobile wallets, ecosystem. Let's say
mhm.
the amount of features and how fluid it is, to make on transactions. It's really amazing for sure.
Yeah, thank you so much. But yeah, if we will see any value which our team can bring to the extension area, then yeah, we will consider this. But for now, we mostly focused on the mobile application, which is no wallet for like a community site, and with Omni, which is Polkadot Enterprise desktop application. So that's our two products for now.
Okay. Just a couple of questions before we move on. Um, is there any plans to support other dot sum projects, coins and staking alongside this existing Kusama and Dot, and in the future Mover and Glimmer? I guess you kind
Mhm.
of covered that, right?
Well, yeah, it belongs to our kind of parachain specific features bar here. Uh, we're in the communication with over like 60 teams in the ecosystem, right? There are some ideas regarding the staking. So um, in the ecosystem, there are some projects which are focusing on the providing some liquidity staking protocols. Like you can see one in Akala, in a Bifrost. I think Parallel Finance have some solution for that as well. So we're in discussion with them, and once again, we're trying to define the value, and we're trying to listen the community, what they're demanding us to integrate or develop, and we're making decisions in such approach. But long story short, our main priority right now in terms of like increasing the staking coins in the app are basically the Mover and Glimmer integration.
Okay. Yeah, that's good to know. And two questions about Nova Wallet token, maybe NWT. Is there any plans of tokenizing the token?
Yeah, I hate to repeat myself, but I think the justification for that is basically the same. So we need to capture the value for that, right? It would be meaningless to create the token just for the sake of creating the token, right? So we would like to understand how we can capture the value for our token, right? And one of the examples would be to have the tokenomics mapped to sort of like the DEX aggregator experience, right? So imagine no wallet connecting to different parachains and doing the job for the user to basically find the best route for that particular user swap, right? To swap token A to token B, right? And the fees in this case would belong to either our network, which we will host eventually, or to our like a smart contract hosted on existing networks, right? So there are some ideas, but for now we would like to see kind of ecosystem going forward with its development of cross-chain communication so that we can understand what our opportunities are to move in this direction. So long story short, no solid plans yet, but we are considering this.
Okay, that's very interesting, and I like this approach too. Is there's a lot of tokens being, token sales just for the sake of having a token, and it's not like when you see the fundamentals, it's not there, right? And I like the fact that you guys are studying, but that's roadmap 2.0 maybe, right? Or
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Um, yeah, I guess let's hold on for the questions. Please keep putting the questions over there. We're gonna address
Mhm.
those at the end. But I think it's gonna be interesting to see the demo and all the things that the Nova Wallet can do.
Yeah. So let me then switch to my Android device. So what I have here is basically a kind of an emulator of Android phone, right? Which is running internal version of Node Wallet with some extra features which are not available on Google Play, but yeah, most of them you can find on the Google Play already. So yeah, as you can see, the Node Wallet connects to all of the networks in the Polkadot simultaneously. So it means that you can see all your balances for any of the network and any of the tokens inside of these networks live and on one screen. And everything here is updated automatically. So whenever we have this kind of categories for each of the networks, it means that Node Wallet has a connection with that specific blockchain node for that specific network. So we have tested it kind of internally, and we can do this approach for over like 150 networks connected simultaneously on the average mobile device, which is kind of give us extra space because for now we support around 40 networks. Yeah, we have some room for the networks as well.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So could you scroll to the right, the demo itself, because I don't know if my head
Oh,
is away. Yeah, yeah.
kind of
I
like
think
that, right?
yeah. At least for me, I don't know if folks here have any issues. But okay, yeah. Let's
Okay.
let's move on. Sorry.
It's okay. Right. You can notice that it's pretty much a lot of space consumed by all these networks, right? So our users can do, I think it can be visible on that account, can do the assets management here, and they can hide the assets with zero balances, which means that you will have only those tokens which have some balance, right? So all zero assets will be hidden. So but that account also has lots of tokens, so it doesn't make any changes. But still, there is a feature for that.
Yeah,
Um, yeah.
and it's cool. You
So
can see the NFTs as well, right?
right. So for the NFTs, we currently supporting those NFTs which were born in the ecosystem in the Polkadot. That means that we support the state mine NFTs. So state mine is a the Kusama parachain for the assets, both like tokens and non-fungible one like NFTs. And we also support the NFTs from the Remark protocol. And Remark is kind of exciting project in the Polkadot ecosystem, which is focused on basically developing high quality and advanced NFTs. So yeah, right now we support that protocols and standards, and we're planning to expand it to support like NFTs in terms of like Ethereum standard and yeah, so on.
Okay. And can you see like the metadata as well, right?
Yeah, if I go to the details, I can see like a name, description, and if that's not enough, we can basically go to the blockchain, because if you can see this info icon in any place of the app, it means that you can interact with this, right? And you can either copy the content or view in any of the blockchain explorers to get more information.
Okay.
And
That's pretty.
yeah, and a step towards the NFTs in the Node wallet would be to create the NFT marketplace user interface, so that our users would be able to not only like the manage their NFTs, but also to purchase or sell NFTs, right? But that would be something what we are planning to do with the Remark team together.
That is amazing. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, talking about the assets, you can see that basically you can observe your history for a certain token. You can filter it. For example, in Kusama, you can see that there are lots of staking rewards entities, and I can just turn that off to see only the transfers or the operations with the Kusama tokens, right? Um, I can also send
Which is
the Kusama token, and I can have the QR code to share or the copy my address for a buddy to send. Yeah, so that's about the asset management.
that is cool. That is pretty cool that you can filter like this. And again, you can put a in the future, right? You're gonna have the watch mode, where you can put
Yeah,
uh, like a wallet of the whale and just play around to see like the transfers when it happened.
yeah. If the community wants, we can do it right now pretty quickly because I can do it in the code and we can emulate this experience, kind of, right? But only if users would like to see how it will look like.
Well, if somebody has an address of a
Oh
whale,
well, yeah. Feel free to drop any like Kusama, preferably, or Polkadot address, and we can take a look.
play around. That's cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, let's move on. Like the crowd loans, we discussed that that's basically a native crowd loans, what you have on the Polka and Kusama. And yeah, you can see all the crowd loans which are available right now on Kusama network, as well as like a Polkadot. You can also see the contributions which that particular account made, and that's kind of important because people who contribute to the crowdloans, they are locking the tokens for like 1 year or 2 years time period, right? Which is pretty long time period to consider. Myself personally is barely remembering like what happened like 3 months ago. So having such list would be very helpful to understand like where your funds are locked.
This is very cool. And there is a way to see like the total contribution as well.
The total, oh, that is one of the features which community demands by a lot. So what we're going to do on the total balance, we're going to add like a more detailed information how your balance is segregated or yeah distributed. So what value is kind of in it available for you to transfer, right? What value is like in a staked state? What value locked to the crowd loans? And what value is basically your NFT portfolio is. So we're planning to provide this nice decomposition so that our users will have some more guidance.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Whoever is not um, mind blowing right now with this wallet is crazy. I tell you, so many
Yeah,
features, so many. You guys are doing a very good job.
yeah. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, the dApps. One of the interesting achievement from our team was to unite all of these applications in the Polkadot ecosystem, because once we started to kind of implement the dApp browser feature, we faced that there is actually no place in the ecosystem which have all the dApps kind of grouped and sorted for us to just add to the app. So we had to go like one by one in each network and try to see is there any dApp for this network available, and then we compose this kind of catalog of the ecosystem on Polkadot. For Moonbeam and Moonriver, actually, there is a nice section, I think, on dApp radar or something like that. So it was pretty easy for us to like grab some dApps and put to dApp catalog. And of course, we are planning to update this on a daily basis. Like today, some of the Moonbeam teams contacted us, and we are going to add their project in the EVM section here.
That is cool. And you can also put the URL, right? And just enter like a regular browser as well.
Yeah, so I can do anything I want here. So I can do like the beefy finance that will redirect me to basically the browser and search engine. We're using DuckDuckGo because comparing to the Google or other search engines, DuckDuckGo doesn't fetch any data or store any data from your site, right? So it cares about your privacy. So it doesn't matter what you search here; it's not nothing stored. Um, but yeah, I have entered the Beefy Finance, so I can go through this search result, and if I'm lucky enough, I can launch the application from search result, and that usually will allow me to connect my wallet to this application. But
That
once
is cool.
again, yeah, but once again, Android is not supporting the MetaMask extension yet, but we are planning to do it later this month. But
Yeah.
you can do
So
it on iOS.
yeah, iOS is ready. Android will be by the end of the month. So that's pretty cool. And another thing that you that I would like you to mention to the guys is when you are importing a wallet or just adding the private seed, this
Hmm.
private seed will generate not only the Polkadot, Kusama, and all the parachains address, but also a EVM address as well, right?
Yeah. So we can probably do this thing right now on a demo. Let me just see if we removed or not. Basically, hold on. If we removed or not our kind of forcing user to write the seed. You will see what I mean. So, like, let's see, Moonbeam Universe font. So yeah, we have a nice attention for users to yeah to like that we are going to show the mnemonic, and you should not make any screenshots or be in public. So once I hit the understand, the mnemonic phrase will appear, and you can see that before we had this nice kind of skip button, right? Which means that I could easily skip this process of writing my seed phrase on a non-digital way, because the next step is is a little game for you to play.
Okay.
Oh, I have a skip process. Nice. Yeah, so let's do it. But long story short, we are planning to remove this skip button because lots of users are just basically skipping this process, and
Yeah.
that's not a very healthy way of let's say managing your funds, right? You should always have your non-digital backup for your account, because otherwise you can lose access to your funds.
Yeah. And well, let's show us the wallets for the Moonbeam, the address, the public address.
Hmm. So
Um,
we can see that for that just newly created account, you can see that by this identicon that all of the Polkadot ecosystem accounts are pretty much the same. And if we'll go to the EVM type of the accounts like a Moonbeam and Moonriver here, you can see that the icon is slightly different, right? That means that's basically how the icon is drawn, let's say. But in reality, if you will export this mnemonic passphrase and re-import it to no wallet or into the any other application, all of these accounts for all of these networks are basically mapped to this particular seed phrase which we have, right? So we can tap export account here. We support all of the ecosystem types like mnemonic passphrase, row seed, restore JSON, whatever you would like. And if you go to the mnemonic passphrase, we would be asked to enter the PIN code for the security reason.
okay.
And then once again, for security reason, we would like to notify you that don't make any screenshot, and be not in public place,
Yeah, don't
and
record
then you
any podcast or anything like that.
yeah, but nice thing that this is just a test account.
Yeah, you're kidding. Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool. And talking a little bit more about security, right? Because you
Hmm.
you brought this up a couple of times. Um, Users that it's used to the Chrome based wallets, the web browser,
Hmm.
and are wanting to have like this wallet in mobile, but there are some concerns or not a full understanding of the potential risks of having the mobile wallet. What can you say to them or give some tips and advice of how they should deal with it?
Hmm. So first of all, I would like to say that the very first step which you should do while you're working in like a web-free sphere, or like the cryptocurrency thing, you should always have, as I mentioned before, like a non-digital backup for your account, basically, right? That means that you should always have written somewhere this mnemonic passphrase, which are basically like 12 or up to 24 words, right? Because you can always like lose your phone, for example, or you can always your PC might die, right? So in this case, you just need to have this account backed up in either non-digital way, or you should have like a cold wallet device which protects this, and yeah, has some additional security layers. So that's kind of the precondition, right? The
Okay.
next, yeah, the next thing, I wouldn't decouple the mobile wallets extensions and other applications. So the platform doesn't matter here. What matters is that we are dealing with some sort of device, either mobile phone or PC or the laptop, which has an internet access, right? Which potentially can have some sort of like malware or virus which can try to access to your file system and try to steal your um, once again like digital backup or any other sort of data, right? So we're dealing with the hot wallets, and the common practice is to not store a lot of value on the hot wallet side, right? That being said, from our side, from the no wallet side, we are doing everything to maximize the security. That means that once you enter your secret to the no wallet, we store it in specific place on your mobile device, located in secret storage of your operation system, like either iOS or Android. And not only we locate it in the place to which other applications or software cannot have access to, we also encrypt your secret additionally with your like a pin code that you have in your application. So it makes harder for attacker to get access to your code, even if they, for example, got your phone from somewhere, right? So that would be kind of the second thing. And the third thing in which we are kind of working, in what direction we are working on right now, is to do this cold wallet integrations. Just because we have lots of the users who already store their tokens on the ledger, right? Or on any other cold wallet, but they would like to use the no wallet as the user interface to interact with the blockchains, right? So in this case, we would like to have best of both worlds, right? So security from cold wallets and the nice interface from the hot wallet. So
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a very good answer. Yeah, thank you, Anton. I think that clarified a lot and gave a lot of tips, about storing your safe ways. You shouldn't
Hmm.
be in a whole place, um, and and all the features and the care. Let's say the importance the team is giving to security when it comes to Nova Wallet. So that's thank
Yes,
you for
exactly.
that. Okay. We do have more questions, but maybe we can finish it up the demo and see if people will have more and more questions, and we will answer them all for sure.
Okay. Yeah, I think we just haven't looked in like in a live demo for staking and settings features. So for the staking, we have implemented these features, I think, more than a year ago, and our goal was to design and implement the convenient way for the ecosystem users or Kusama and Polkadot holders to have access to the like staking natively on the blockchain, because you can always go to like a Binance or Kraken and stake there, but there are some limitations. Like either your rewards rate are very fixed and limited to certain values, so that this exchanges will have some profit from your stake, and also they have some rules, like they allow you to stake for a limited time period, right? Like 30, 60, 90 days, right? And the native blockchain is just simply your stake. You own your tokens and you do manage everything by yourself. So you have all access. So there are no limitations basically. And we provide this information whenever user would like to start staking, right? So we show like total staked, other information, including staking period, which is unlimited comparing to the staking period on the exchanges, like these time slots. And we also have some guidance regarding the earnings, like monthly and yearly. And yeah, that provides some guidance for our users to understand the upcoming earnings and current reward rate on the blockchain, and they can compare it basically with some exchange experience. And
Yeah.
besides that, our goal was to provide, let's say, one button stake experience, right? Because whenever people try to stake using the Polkadot.js or any other application, one major challenge for them was to select the validators. In No Wallet, once you need to select the validators, because that's a part of the process, staking on the blockchain, you need to select the blockchain nodes to which you will lock your tokens, basically, right? And that process should be, yeah, you should allocate some effort to it, right? Because you're trusting your tokens and you're vouching for certain blockchain node, and if that node is behaving bad, then you both will be slashed, and
Yeah.
part of the tokens will be lost. So we do two things. First, we're allowing users to still select these validators by themselves. So if you're advanced enough, if you know how everything works, here you go. You have all the things. You can select any validator. You can search them by their address or name. You can filter them by any criteria and so on. So it's advanced tool for the advanced users, right?
That's cool.
However, yeah. However, if you kind of a beginner in all this Web3 world, you don't know much about the validators, but still you would like to have this all advantages of the native staking, right? So in this case, the recommended validator for you a best option, because what No Wallet tries to do, it fetches all the validators from the blockchain, right? Then it applies certain criteria like profitability, not oversubscribed, not slashed, which means that basically they have not they were
Suffer.
doing yeah.
Suffering penalties that will uh,
Yes. And we
affect you.
also, yeah, and we're also trying to do a little thing with filtering those let's say companies or identities who runs like 50 validator nodes, right? And when we were developing this recommended validator algorithm, we noticed that once we type on the continue, we have like 16 nodes of, let's say, P2P org, right? So 16 nodes of one validator is once again, it's a risk, right? Because most likely that validator, I'm not talking specifically about P2P org and kind of their infrastructure, I'm just making this up. So if you're running the validator nodes, probably or there is a chance that you host them using the same cloud, like AWS or any other cloud provider. And if that go down, it means that all your nodes will go down, right? So it's a nice thing to kind of add different validators. So we are limiting these identities to only 2 nodes per name. So you can see only 2 nodes for P2P, only 2 nodes for Zoop Capital, and that rule applies to all the validators in recommended list.
That is cool. That is very interesting, and you guys are not benefiting at all
No.
of creating this list, right? There's no like partnership with you and those validators. Is purely mathematic math
Yes.
and,
Yes,
and
exactly.
calculation.
Yeah, we do not charge any fees. We do not have any percentage from the user's rewards because it happens directly to the blockchain. We do not inject any validators here. However, I see nothing bad with this approach, right? Because validators has nominators, person who stakes the tokens. They have up to 24 slots, so there will be nothing bad if any of the application in the ecosystem will, let's say, inject 4 nodes and make sure that these 4 nodes basically running great, right? So they generate the profit well, a competitive profit, let's say, right? So I see nothing bad in this approach, but right now we do not do even that thing. So that's purely coming from the blockchain.
That is cool. That is very very neat to have, because as a nominator myself, like each blockchain has some specifics, right? You're gonna have a couple of things that is different in Moonbeam, for example, when you do the staking, and in Kusama and so on. So have to learn all the rules for all the validators. It's cumbersome, and it's not like
Yeah,
we're not meant to that. We are studying the tokens, we're doing a lot of stuff. We are not like like deep diving into all staking options and having a list that is non-biased. There's no bias on it.
yeah,
Really cool to have.
exactly. That was our motivation and focus.
Okay. Okay. And there was a couple of questions over there. If you plan to have staking for other power chains as well, I think you mentioned that about we're gonna
Hmm.
have soon Glimmer and Mover as well, right?
Yeah. So initially, what we're going to do, we're going to expand this list, right? But um, once it will have some lots of tokens, and another thing, what will happen is that you can stake Kusama on Kusama network, but you can also stake Kusama on, for example, Karura network using something like liquidity staking, or on the Bifrost network using their protocol for staking. So what will happen? We will have multiple Kusamas here with multiple ways how to stake Kusamas. All of them are different. So at some point of time, we will have to revisit how this kind of experience of selecting the token works for the staking, right? Because we will have multiple ways to stake our tokens, and we need to provide the users a convenient way to distinguish between them and to understand what kind of option they would like to select.
That is pretty cool. That's so cool. Yeah, it's so cool that you guys are thinking about everything. Honestly,
Yeah.
because the roadmap is pretty concise. There was a question about the roadmap as well, and if this session will be recorded. It will be recorded. It will be on YouTube afterwards, maybe in a week or so. I don't know how long it's going to take, but we mentioned about the roadmap and when we plan to have all the achievements for this year. They plan to have all the achievements for this year, and so on. So yeah, let's. Whenever, is there anything else that you would like to share with us, Anton?
Uh, I think we covered staking. Yeah, just to finish this, you can do any operation which blockchain allows you to, like, to stake more, to unstake, change reward destination, and we're going to do the same thing for the Moonbeam and Moonriver staking. Of course, as it was mentioned, it's kind of different from technical perspective, but once again, our goal is to provide everything that you can do um, on the blockchain level, but wrapped in the convenient interface. And on top of that, we're going to add something like recommended collators if we're talking about Moonbeam and Moonriver staking, right? Um, we have only settings left. We already touched base for the wallet section. You can change the language of the app, change pin code, see the community links. And we also mentioned that we're planning to have at least 2 features for the settings, right? So one of it would be to allow users to change the currency. So instead of USD, you will see like any other currency, like euros and so on. And we also discussed it, but one of the cool things in this direction would be to allow you to see your total balance not in fiat but in other token. Like imagine seeing your total balance in DOT or in Glimmer or in Mover or in BTC, right? It will be kind of nice touch for that settings as well. So yeah, that would be one of the feature for the settings.
Yeah. All right. Maybe we jump on the questions. There's some very interesting questions over here. I'd like to uh, shoot away to you if that's okay.
Hmm.
Okay. So the first was like, I like the laser focused approach, especially on capturing the value. Will there ever be in-app buy feature using card or wire transfers?
Hmm. Hmm. Yes, right now, I think we already sent this update to App Store and Google Play, and it's pending, or maybe we are going to send it in just a couple of days. But we're working with free providers like Ramp Network, MoonPay, and Transact, and each of them are kind of cool and unique, right? But interesting and Moonbeam and Moonriver specific one would be Transact because it allow you to purchase the parachain tokens like Moonriver and Moonbeam. So like in a couple of days or yeah, let's say later next week, you would be able to purchase Moonriver or Moonbeam tokens right from no wallet using Transact, which even supports Apple Pay. So you
That
would
is
be
great.
able to do this.
That
Yeah,
is so cool.
ignore this message. That's because I'm running the Android application and Transact
Right.
knows it.
Right. That is so cool. That is amazing. All right. Um, there was another question, and it was four questions in one. First, if it was
Oh,
going to be
interesting.
recorded. Yeah. So yes, it's going to be recorded, and we're going to share afterwards. Please make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. And we upload a lot of the contents that we have here from the Moonbeam Universe as well. Um, what do you plan to do after integration? So maybe, Anton, can you just put in the roadmap slide that you have behind?
Sure, sure, sure.
And we don't need to touch base again. This is the roadmap that they have. We're gonna leave on the screen so you can take a look. There's a lot of things going on, and they have a lot of things in the roadmap. Um,
Hmm.
they are focusing on 2022, and then 2023. There's a lot of things to do before we start thinking 2023, right?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
here's, by the way, some milestone specifically for the Moonbeam, which we're working on this
Okay,
slide.
let's go. Um, Do you wish tokens? We're already talking about it. So no tokens foreseen in any time soon. They have the roadmap.
Hmm.
They want to deliver the value first and make sure that if they're gonna create a token, they are like it's fundamentally right to do so. Um, so when can we see the movers and Moonbeam balance in Nova Wallet? I guess this one also was answered. You kind of already can see, right? You can see right now.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course. It's supported from November last year.
it's already supported. They are adding the staking pretty soon for
Hmm.
Mover and Moonbeam. And there's a lot of new advancements that they are doing throughout time. So you're going to see a lot of updates coming out within the next couple of months.
Oh,
Um,
it's I think sorry, I think it was to mention that we also do something like bi-weekly demos. So every 2 weeks, we make it consistent, right? We do this thing with basically reporting to the community because we are funded by Kusama Treasury, right? And Kusama Treasury is basically aggregation of community-owned funds. So if we get funded from community treasure pot, then we have to constantly report to the community. So that's why we do like every 2 weeks updates, which are public and everyone can join. And we also post the recording to the YouTube channel. But the thing is that because of that development pace and that responsibility for us to report every 2 weeks, we keep our release policy in very good pace. So every 2 weeks there is a release for iOS and Android with at least some improvements or even new features.
okay, that's very cool. So this was one of the last questions, and it is a very good question. How Nova Wallet generates revenues? So nowadays is based and backed by Kusama Treasury, right? And that's what you guys do. Like this is where the revenues is coming from to pay the team and to make sure we have all the updates, right?
Yes. Yes, exactly. So right now, the funding for the Nova Foundation, which is company who owns the Nova Wallet, and the Omni, which is the second our application, uh, the main sources of the funding are basically either the treasury proposals, like we have one from Kusama and one from the Polkadot, or the development expenses contracts with the parachain teams. Like you can consider the Moonbeam to be one of them. And of course, we have a flow of some donations from either angels or some investors and VCs. Like DFG helped us to in our very early stages with a donation.
That is cool. Okay, I guess this was pretty much all the questions. There was one last question actually about where you guys are
Mhm.
located. Where is the HQ? I guess we talked about yesterday, right? You guys are all over the place.
Yeah. So um, right now, due to the circumstances in the world, it's kind of let sad is a bad word for this, but yeah, the world is crazy right now. In terms of the location, we located worldwide, so in many countries. And in terms of the heading company right now, we are located in Singapore.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that was all the questions that I had. Um, Thank you guys so much for all the questions. Um, the trivia Kahoot link, it's over here to the right in the chat, was 20 minutes ago. Make sure
20
to
minutes ago,
join.
wow.
Yeah, make sure to join it. There is a pin number over there, which is 792-6157. Right? If I'm correct, right, Jimena?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so guys, make sure to join right now. Um, Anton, before we move to Kahoot, I just would like to thank you so much for your time today. This was it's amazing. Whoever is again, like I said before, whoever is not mind blowing with all the features that Nova Wallet has, it's crazy. It's really a very complete wallet, and it's very good to see a face, behind the team and going through everything.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to build for the community.
Thank you. All
Okay, I
right.
will share my screen now. Tiago, if you need to go, you're free to go. Thank you very much for your participation here as every other Moonbeam Universe session. I will wrap it up after the Kahoot game. So
Okay.
I will
Okay.
share my screen.
All right.
Okay, here we are. Just let us add some music to it. And okay, two more people and we can start the game.
Make sure to join, guys. It's
Yeah. Okay,
mm,
awesome. We'll be starting then. Here we go. When Mover or Glimmer is taken, is expected to be on Nova Wallet, iOS, Android. June 2022. It was in the slides, guys. Okay, let's go to the next one. How many networks does Nova Wallet support?
I love this cat gifs. This is literally me on a work day.
Every one of us.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah. Okay, next question. Let's see the scoreboard. Andy is leading the game. Okay. Nova Wallet has received a treasury grant from, this was just mentioned by Anton.
Nice.
Perfect. It's nice. Okay, let's see the scoreboard. Wow, Andy is leading the game.
Yeah, good
Cool.
job, Andy.
Yeah. Okay. What percentage do Nova Wallet charges for transaction fees and staking rewards?
Nice.
0%. Nice.
Very nice.
And last question. I think we can see the winner. Okay, name tabs on Nova Wallet, iOS, and Android app.
I was afraid that that question will not have enough time, but yeah, I think it's a good enough.
Yeah, we're good. Perfect. Yes. Awesome. Let's see the podium then.
Oh,
Third
interesting.
place. Second place. Hey, congratulations, guys. So I will be sharing. I'm sorry, let's just pause the music. Yep, okay. We'll be sharing the score, the podium winners with Anton, and he will be contacting you for the prizes.
Yep.
Thank you very much all for joining. Thank you very much, Anton, for joining us in this in this session with you guys with Nova Wallet. We'll be seeing us again in a couple of weeks, and for sure we will let the recording uploading in YouTube, so we will have it in a couple of days. You will be notified. Like check out our Twitter. We will be posting about that. Thank you very much, Anton.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. See you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.